Hi, and welcome back to Community Kitchen program Teachables. My name is Anna, and I am your host of Teachables, and I run a program here at Community Kitchen Programs called Calgary's Cooking. Today's video, we are going to do a two-parter, and we're going to talk about other sources of protein. So as you see here in front of me, there is a plethora of different types of protein options. Protein just doesn't have to be about meat. So the first protein I want to talk about is beans. I've got kidney beans, I've got pinto beans, and then I also have chickpeas. Beans are incredibly versatile because you can use them in pretty much every recipe that you make. I've often been known to throw them into spaghetti sauce, meatloaf, meatballs. You can throw them into stews. I also make a recipe for hamburger soup, and I will substitute some of the hamburger with black beans. So beans are incredibly versatile. They're also very economical, and they're incredibly high in fiber. So the more beans that you can get, the better it is for your health. You're going to want to try to look for beans that are in a can that are unsalted. When you open up the can of beans, you're going to want to rinse them. So you're going to want to put them into a strainer, rinse them with cold water, and then you can go ahead and use them. Now, the next source of protein, of course, which is very plant-based, is tofu, which is this stuff right here. Tofu comes in varying degrees of firmness. Now, depending on what it is you want to use the tofu for, is going to dictate what type of firmness you get. People use tofu in things like stir fries. You can use it in stews to substitute the meat. If you use a real soft tofu, you can throw it into a smoothie. It is an excellent source of amino acids, and it provides a lot of healthy fats, a lot of healthy carbs, as well as vitamins and minerals. So the next type of protein that I want to talk about is the stuff that's on the trays and the bowls right in front of me. So we have some lovely produce, some vegetables and some fruit. So of course, the greener and the more vibrant a produce is, whether it's a vegetable or fruit, the healthier and the more vitamins and minerals it has. So a great source of protein, of course, is fresh spinach. If you can't get fresh spinach, you can certainly buy frozen spinach, and it is just as versatile as fresh spinach. The next up is kale. Now, everybody's been eating kale lately, and some people might be like, what is the story with kale? Well, kale is an incredible powerhouse of protein as well, and it's incredibly good for you. You'll notice the vibrant green color. Again, the more vibrant and the more green, the healthier it is for you. The next source of protein, of course, is avocado. Right here, avocado. Excellent source of healthy fat, vitamins, minerals, and protein. Of course, one thing that is very popular these days is avocado toast. The next thing that I want to talk about is broccoli. So broccoli is, again, it's got that beautiful, vibrant green color. Great thing to add to bulk up recipes. So if you're making a soup, you're making a stew, I wouldn't shy away from using broccoli at all. So asparagus is especially delicious if you roast it. So again, put it on a baking sheet, add a little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of olive oil, throw it into the oven, roast it at about 400 for about 20 minutes. Now, potato gets a little bit of a bad rep because a lot of people are afraid of carbs. Well, there's a difference between healthy carbs and unhealthy carbs. So a healthy carb would be baked potato, a roasted potato, mashed potato. Where it gets to be slightly unhealthy is things like French fries, potato chips, a loaded baked potato. The common potato is another great source of protein. And then the last produce that I want to talk about is the kiwi. Now, kiwi, a lot of people don't realize this, but you can actually eat the skin of the kiwi. My suggestion is you want to rinse it really good to get any pesticides off of it. And then you want to take the little end bits, the stem pieces off. You don't want to eat those. And then just cut it into quarters and you can just pop it right into your mouth. Well, that concludes this portion of this video on alternative protein substitutes. Thank you very much for spending your time with me and enjoy your day.